My gosh, so the best thing happened yesterday. I woke up and was on Blue Sky, and I start seeing um, research labs, and they're all posting what their lab does for the benefit of their target demographic. And so let's say you're an autism researcher and you work in a NIH funded lab, you'll get like a $500,000 a year. One or $200,000 will go for salaries. The other 100,000 will go for the $20 gift cards for your participants. But now that this administration has cut all autism research down to 2 billion, which is a record number, we are going to see those who are researching medical autism, we're going to start seeing the collapse and the end of an empire. And so this is how it's going down. If you go on any on any social media platform, and I'm currently searching on Blue Sky, and I'm typing in NIH space autism, I want to see what all these clinics and labs are saying about, we are so great, give us the money. Now, here's why I'm having this last laugh this morning, because I woke up yesterday, I looked at it, and all of the labs online are auditioning to promote what it is they do. We cure cancer, we solve childhood diabetes, we study the genetics and to prevent autism and related diseases. As long as they're going to continue to have that research agenda, they're no longer going to get funded. Number two, they're also going to have to wait for us, the jury of their peers, their former patient group, is now the deciders of the merits of their lab. And if we don't promote them and we don't promote their agenda, they're not going to get funded. And so the beauty of this current administration is that it's pushing the labs to start promoting themselves and their agenda on social media, which is accessible to us because we're hanging out there and we get to decide. And so, how many researchers per capita do we have for every autistic? So, let's Google that. Okay, so number of NIH autism research labs in the United States. In 2020, NIH funded autism centers, we had 10. And then they conduct research, train new researchers, and share their findings. All right, excellent. And then we have what, 7 million autistics now? So let's say each lab has 20, 40 employees, two lead researchers, the rest are all students. Excellent. So we have these 10 centers, they're not going to get funded anymore. Now let's go to Blue Sky and see NIH autism. We see Attorney General defunding cancer research, heart disease. This is a lab in Connecticut. Steven Seagal. 1.85 billion. That's how much we depend on NIH federal funds here in Texas for staffing biomedical research. Cancer, Alzheimer's, chronic diseases, autism among low-income minority children, maternal health research, partnerships with rural communities who depend on treatment and hope for cures. Okay, let me copy that link. Okay, copy link to post. Go into my comments. And then I'm going to put Steven's comment here. And so that you can read it and have yourself a good laugh. I'm actually curious to see what Steven does. All right, in your comments, you have the first one who is crying foul and saying, we do so much, we can't do more. We must have money. All right, next, Mackenzie says, my ancient are... Da 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 da. No, these are just Ingries. Here. What is it going to take for us to just let our autistic children exist? They never did anything wrong, nothing at all. And this is about getting upset about the fake news about it. Okay. NIH diversity. Ooh, our biology lab, Michael Flores and Marta Garcia Forn, study a subset of neurons in the cortex and alterations in DDX3X syndrome, a form of autism in girls and women. And why do they want funding? Why do we care? Who cares about a gene mutation in 4 people in the United States and the world, and they happen to also be autistics, and so like, what difference does it make? Um, NIH. My son was born with incurable skin cancer syndrome, NBCCS, Ehlers-Danlos, autism, vision impairment, cognitive impairment, all chronic. He's 24 and he's had 42 surgeries. He's dependent on Medicaid waiver, for which we waited 11 years. NIH is in our contacts. I don't think that this mom has any understanding of what Medicaid cuts would look like. Every single moment that we are cutting Medicaid funding for autism treatments, it is explicitly, directly related to ABA. We have 4 states that did not renew their Medicaid funding for January 2025. And so if you're in Minnesota, Indiana, all of these places that the feds already raided and shut down autism clinics, no more treatment factories. So any state that is still taking from their state budget, giving money for Medicaid reimbursements for ABA, it's going bye-bye because the FBI is investigating for Medicaid fraud. How simple is that? It is Medicaid fraud to be billing for an intervention where you can't prove that the treatment has resolved in the favor of the treatment goals that have been determined. And the treatment goal of ABA most of the time is, let's solve this maladaptive behavior and this behavior, let's get rid of this behavior and let's get rid of this behavior. But you can't get rid of autism. And so, yes, maybe the child in the treatment would be seeing themselves not, being free to be themselves, and then they would be masking to meet the treatment goals just to get themselves disentangled from ABA therapy. We see that. We also see that the adults come back and say, well, when I was a child, I was robbed of my identity because I had to do everything the therapist said I had to do, and I couldn't express myself or be real. Why is it Medicaid fraud? It's Medicaid fraud because the Center for Medicaid Services, CMS rule, sets the federal standard of what the feds have allotted for reimbursement for ABA. But ABA therapy is defined by the federal definition as 1, a crisis intervention, 2, there must be a clinical diagnosis on record, and then there has to be an intake assessment, a behavioral assessment, then treatment goals, and then the outcomes have to be reassessed every 30 to 90 days. And finally, there is a federal rule that says ABA should not persist past 6 months. So here we have these kids who get diagnosed at 2, get ABA for 40 hours every waking hour of their day with an adult sitting with them one-to-one. Mommy is not invited in the room. And then they're 18 and they have like all these hours of their life that they have been dominated by a one-to-one adult, and Medicaid has been paying for this person. And when we looked at what happened in Minnesota when they shut it down, all those clinics, it was because, number one, they were soliciting kids from the neighborhood to come, and they positioned it as childcare. And overwhelmed mothers were more than happy. Obviously, low-income families in the community can use childcare. Of course, if Medicaid's paying for it, all you have to do is have your child have a single behavior problem. When the feds raided, they could not find any records that these kids had a diagnosis, which is a violation of the rule because you can't bill for a medical service for something that doesn't have a medical diagnosis. Number 2, they couldn't find assessments, which is necessary for determining treatment goals. And if you don't have a treatment goal, then you don't have to terminate because the goals aren't infinite. Then they found that the sessions that were being billed as though a BCBA master's level was on site providing the therapies. But in fact, the clinics were utilizing high school graduates, non-licensed individuals to staff these clinics. And so the racket we see is the programs that will train master's level BCBAs, they are solely in the business of setting up Medicaid reimbursement. And the moment the clinic gets Medicaid reimbursement, they flip the franchise. Okay? And so all of the people who are in those clinics working under a BCBA are actually master's level students who are working on their licensure. From the first moment they're enrolled as a student, they also start accruing field hours by working and getting paid at these clinics. So conflict of interest, double dipping, Medicaid fraud. Let me know if your state still has that, because we're going to get it to stop. All we have to do is inform the feds of all the autism clinics that are still in business next to you. Now, coming back to my infatuation here with the NIH funding, I thought it was absolutely hilarious that now when you go to these social media and you search NIH funding, autism funding, every single search result is a lab that is broadcasting what they do. And last night I fell asleep to one lab in Texas saying, how do we use our funding? We use our funding to research treatments and preventions and cures, and then they put Alzheimer's and autism all in the same sentence. So now I'm the jury of their peers. I'm on social media and I'm like, research, prevention, cure? No, swipe left. And guess what? They're not getting their funding renewed this year anyway. And now that they're scrambling on social media to get attention for their holy, holy endeavors, we get to chime in. So I'm inviting you to chime in. So I'm looking at this guy, I just posted in the comments, Steven Siegel, and he is promoting his fantastic research work. Okay, so let's go and find out who he is. Steven Siegel on Blue Sky, sometimes Texan professor, map head, Ukraine specialist, book nerd, runner, historian, yoga practitioner, podcaster, journalist, labor activist, commie, and insomniac coverer of wars. Okay, cover all those wars. Go for it. Let's look at his profile. I want to see his links. Here are his posts. Here's his media. Okay, so he just maps. Okay, here you go. He has a profile on research. So he published a study on January 29 titled Rescuing Ukrainian Agency, Expertise and Patronage on the Historical Cartography of Ukraine on Maps in Times of War. All right, let me go back and comment. So we have no comments, 12 hearts, 5 retweets, blue sky, whatever the terminology is now. And he writes, we depend on biomedical research, cancer, Alzheimer's, chronic disease, autism, low income, maternal health research. And I'm going to say, Stephen, what do we need to fund maternal health research on low-income autism families? There is no, no, how about that? Let's change that. There is no reason anymore to fund maternal health research on low-income autism families. There is no proven link between maternal health and developmental disorders, except for fetal alcohol. There is no research to prove that autism is exclusively prevalent in higher income, in higher income families. We, the autistics, are pleased that biomedical autism research is coming to a final end. How about that? Okay, there's no room, so I have to take out that upper income. Okay, it says there's no reason anymore to fund maternal health research on low-income autism families. There is no proven link between maternal health and developmental disorders except for fetal alcohol. We, the autistics, are pleased that biomedical autism research is coming to a final end. And reply. Ta-da! Next. All right, we have John Hopkins. EB writes, to be honest, as an autistic person not entirely upset about NIH grants that fund autism spectrum research being expired on the face of it, non-autistics treating autistic people as lab rats has not worked out super well for autistic people over the long term. Ta-da! All right, let's link this here. Copy, post, link. Oh, it's not visible to the lay public. Only to, okay. All right, so I'm going to comment. Oh, I can't comment because I don't follow them. But people are saying the new executive order promises they will do more research on us. And of course it matters because they will find fake experts with conclusions that justify taking our freedom. But they won't, because check this one out. John Hopkins Berman Institute of Bioethics 20 hours ago. NIH funding makes large-scale John Hopkins autism studies possible. Okay, and they have a link to their website. Big article 2 days ago. Elena Rentz. In 2022, John Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health faculty member Heather Volk and Christine Ladd Acosta won 11.7 million 5-year Autism Center of Excellence grants for National Institute of Health to conduct a sweeping study about autism. Now that they proposed significant cuts, projects like this one are vital to the United States maintaining its standing at the forefront of medical innovation. Remember? Innovation, medical autism, innovation. While genetics plays a clear role in autism, DNA alone doesn't fully account for the large number of children identified with autism. So if you identify, you're autistic. They said it first. We don't even need a diagnosis. We need to be identified. The ultimate goal is to identify ways, oh wow, they use identify back to back, to improve the lives of people living with autism. I can't wait to be dead with autism. That will be fun research too. Especially those who experience I'm sorry, I have to laugh at my own joke. Especially those who experience co-occurring problems like seizures, depression, gastrointestinal issues. Okay, the CLAG, K-L-A-G, the CLAG Center is uniquely positioned to carry out this project due to its vast global network. With 18 research centers from around the world participating in the study, the GEARS team has a wealth of data from over 175,000 participants to analyze. So they need money to analyze data they already have. That just get more research assistants, pay them, or do research practicum for PhD students, stick them into these labs and let them analyze data. Get statistic nerds, let them analyze data. You're not doing more autism research, you're just regurgitating old data to see if you have a new finding. Getting a project of this size off the ground requires a significant amount of work. The first year alone was consumed by navigating paperwork and data permissions. You need a $50,000 salary for one person to go through your 175,000 participant data and run some statistical testing and generate a research paper each month and go get published. That's how you're going to be able to get this project off the ground. With funding from NIH, I've received training that's integral to my career. I would not be here without it. It's my goal to use that investment to not only work to understand. So she wants her salary to understand autism and neurodevelopmental disorders and improve health of persons and families impacted, but to help other scientists in public health to do so. I'm the scientist in public health. Don't help me. I can do it by myself. Thank you very much. I don't need your biomed data. Our network can help address critical research gaps about the environment and how it works with genetics while providing a platform for future research and scientists to develop their own careers. Okay, there we go. Henny's gonna comment. We're gonna say, let's open this link in a new page. How about that? Now I will say, we the autistics, is that what we said? We the autistics are pleased that biomedical autism research is coming to a final end. And then I'm just recycling this, and I'm saying there is no reason anymore to fund maternal health research on low-income families. There is no proven link. I could just shorten that. There is no proven link between maternal health and developmental disorders except for fetal alcohol. Nothing that has come out of your lab has helped the quality of life for autistics across the lifespan. Convince me otherwise. How about that? All right, there we go. My comment to John Hopkins, Berman Institute of Bioethics. We, the autistics, are pleased that the autism researchers, yes, that's me. We, the autism typo. We, the autism researchers, are pleased, comma, that should have a comma. We, the autism researchers, are pleased that biomedical autism research is coming to a final end. Nothing that has come out of your lab has helped the quality of life for autistics across the lifespan. Convince me otherwise. All right. Let's hit reply. Let's get the link to that post. Copy link to post. Stick it in the comments. The text of their post claims that here, let's put the bloat words that she claims that the funding has helped her build her brilliant little career. All right, next. So what I'm doing is I'm just really elated now that research labs that have formerly been funded are now coming all the way to social media to appeal to us, the lay public, telling us that we are so special, we have done so much for you, and now that we're being defunded, how are we going to help you, sad people? You have health problems, you have medical problems, we are your saviors, so come to us, come to us. All right, next, we have, okay, that's John Hopkins, I'm done with them. Joseph Buxbaum. For 23 years, NIH grants could be tagged as autism research, helping track and coordinate funding. That mechanism has now quietly expired. No notice, no announcement. A junior faculty member discovered it when submitting her first autism grant. Whether oversight or intent, it's gone. And so they are really mad. So let's see what we got. Joseph says that their junior researcher submitted a grant, and to their horror, they can't submit a grant under that program, that grant ID anymore. All right, here we go. Copy that link. Quote him. Okay, so let's just comment there. We the autistics. We the autistics. How do you do this? Oh, my technology skills this morning. There you go. Void's Bunny says, with a trans flag, says, and how much of it was for ABA and eugenics? Ta-da, ta-da. Okay. We the autistics are delighted to see an end of an era. Biomedical research to prevent and solve our existence, exclamation point, hashtag ban ABA, and all, hashtag ban ABA, and let's get down to the business of living. There you go. There you go. There you go, Henny. Reply. Joseph has been replied to. Next. If someone doesn't have a primary MD, which will include tens of millions more, why would they get their child vaccinated if the CDC, NIH, FDA tell them it will cause autism? Okay, we're not getting involved. Tippin replies to Amanda Katz. All right. Proposal, fund NIH to find what causes autism. I'm sorry. We've been defunded, so you can't be crying no more. Save NIH funding for research, exclamation point. Tell why your family needs research done. Cancer, MS, Parkinson's, autism, and more. Save NIH funding for research. I mean, this is a field day. This is such happiness. All right. Rose in the Woods. Well, surprise, Rose in the Woods. We don't care anymore. You've been defunded, so we're over it. Let's just comment for her. Tell Congress to stop NIH cuts. No, Congress. Keep doing what you're doing. It's in our favor. Muchas gracias. Let's comment. Write your reply. Here you go. Hey, please save our jobs and our lives. Anyone who works at a university who works on medical research or could benefit from medical research is at risk. Please tell them to click the link below. Takes 2 seconds, comma, literally. Reply. It took more than 2 seconds for me to reply. All right, you guys, you need to see this one. Copy link to post. Put it in the comments. Mitch Princeton, oh boo-hoo. What a sad life. You lost your job because you've been researching us. Oh boo-hoo. All right, who's next? Go back. Cancer. They're all arguing that defunding autism research is equivalent to defunding cancer research. And so if you're going to say that the administration is touting fake science, first let's look at the fake science you researchers are touting. All right. Here we go. NIH funding advances scientific knowledge and public health while delivering substantial economic returns that surpasses the initial investment. These include pediatric cancer, rare genetic disorders, neonatal and infant health, autism and neurodevelopmental disorders, pediatric diseases. I'm sorry, Gene. I want to know who you are. Let's open up his profile. It's me, partner, parent, software engineer, real estate, photography, politics, 100% liberal, 99.9% atheist in awe, dad jokes, pun intended, he/him, safety dad, pets, dog emoji, dog emoji, dog emoji, dog emoji, dog emoji, foodie, /DM, don't DM me, robot emoji, Spock. All right, I don't want to follow him, but I want to just comment what I'm really good at doing these days. Let's just comment. Where was it that he was whining? Here, copy link. We, the autistics, are celebrating the end of an era. Biomedical research telling us how undesirable we are, and how we need to be cured, prevented, and treated. Enough already. Party time. Reply. Yeah, party time. Here. Let's put his pity cry up here on my comments. Pediatric diseases with a baby bottle emoji. Autism has a blue baby bottle emoji because, of course, only blue autism babies have autism. All right, copy link to post. Go ahead, y'all. Just go on Blue Sky and play around a little bit and have some fun with it. Okay, next. My wife and younger daughter are public school BCBA special ed who work with kids with autism. Programs like theirs are in the crosshairs of budget cuts. Our daughter is a scientist whose lab is next generation, funded by any dark days. All right, let's comment here. Dark days. I'm sorry, this is just fun. Copy link to post. All right, what shall we tell this one? Dog father. Dog father, let's see. Your daughter needs a new career. Your wife needs a new master's degree. Doesn't she? I mean, I'm not being mean, I'm being pragmatic, okay? We, the autistics, are celebrating this new win, cutting biomedical research and ABA cutting biomedical research gives us a chance at quality of life investigations. Discontinuing Medicaid fraud will help. #ban ABA. Perfect. Good words, Henny. Quality typo. Your daughter needs a new career. Your wife needs a new master's degree. We, the autistics, are celebrating this new win. Cutting biomedical research gives us a chance at quality of life investigations. Discontinuing Medicaid fraud will help ban ABA. Ta-da! In all states. There we go. Reply. All right, dog father is done. Next.
Do you have or do you or a loved one have epilepsy, glaucoma, cancer, Alzheimer's disease, autism, heart failure? Patients and loved ones need to know that the cost of doing research relies on the indirect costs that the NIH is cutting. We cannot do the research if we can't pay the animal caretakers the safety. If we can't pay the animal caretakers the safety. We need money for the animal caretakers to safely care for the animals in these NIH-funded labs. I need a better interpretation. All right, Karen, let's read your post. Oh no, this one's closed to the public. Copy link to post. I understand that it's only for Blue Sky people, but I wanna know where she's coming from. Officers, the core facilities, the Office of Research Integrity, keep the lights on, keep the hot water flowing. We do not pocket the indirect costs.
We pocket the direct costs.
They support the research enterprise. Science is the USA. Science in the USA is important for cures and knowledge that that advances technology. All gone. # call your raps.
Voids Bunny. Oh, Voids Bunny, come on to my live. You're everywhere. And they're saying autism isn't a disease and most research is just eugenics. Let me comment. We, the autistics, are celebrating no more lab rats to look at rablets to look at and tell us how our existence can be prevented or cured. Hashtag Fanny la 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 la. Done. That was Karen. You want her post? Let's link it. Copy link to post, even though it's not visible to members who have not signed in. Oh my god. Oh, this is good. All right, we have our next offender on Blue Sky. Nicole Shanahan. My foundation is allocating 3.5 mil in grants for qualified researchers to publish a series of review papers summarizing the published evidence linking... No, bad language. I've been waiting for the ripples of awareness to touch the autism research community. Now with throttled limits on indirect funding of NIH, NSF grants, I'm really not sure how we're going to move forward as a field. I'll tell you how we'll move forward, Jenny. Just read my words. How about that? Copy link to post. Share anyway. Well, so Jenny's arguing oh, okay. Let's see what people are saying to Jenny's post. One like, you know what I need is to prefab my writing so that I don't have to keep retyping it. Okay, we the autism researchers are finally being heard. Nobody cares about biomedical autism anymore. In fact, quality of life researchers like myself are setting the pace for the next decade. Support us or support us. No. We have moved the field forward. Moved the field forward without a penny of funding. Winning! Exclamation point. Okay, there we go. Write your reply. Not a single typo. Not a single typo. Okay, so Jenny's comment is going in with a link so you can participate. Good job. Next up, who's whining about NIH funding? Aww. Scott Handland, MD. If you are pro-life, I recommend calling Congress to voice concern. Yesterday, NIH funding cuts are likely to halt research on new cancer treatment for children, interventions to help premature babies survive, supports for children with autism, suicide prevention, etc. This guy needs a biomedical shot in the arm. All right, copy link to post. Put him in here. Hashtag MedSky, hashtag research. Ooh la la. So there's a hashtag called MedSky. So that means I need to follow. Let's open his link. And we shall post here, like Groucho Ghost says, pro-life people don't want to waste money on people who are already born. Okay.
My comment is being crafted. We, the autistic autism researchers, are finally being heard. Nobody cares about biomedical autism anymore. In fact, quality of life researchers like myself are setting the pace for the next decade. We have moved the field forward without a penny of funding. Hashtag winning. Hashtag ban ABA. Ta-da! Comment. And reply. Okay, so I invite you to join this dialogue. I've been yapping for 40 minutes. Go online, bring us in the comments a link to those of them who are crying foul, and we will handle them. It's a beautiful day to wake up and find out that all your research lab colleagues are losing their jobs, losing their funding, unless they change their research agenda. You haven't cured cancer in 25 years? Sorry! Go do something else. Or bring import technology from other countries where we've already solved these problems, and using innovation to take care of things that are fatal. And autism is not fatal with the exception of suicidality. I'm just going to drop into the comments a link to my recent study from UC Davis. I conducted an audit last summer on UC Davis Institute, UC Davis Mind Institute, where I investigated whether they should continue to be getting federally funded for their biomedical research, where they have lab rats running around in circles, and they ultimately, I made this article fully available for all of you to read, and this was me foreseeing in the future how we will defund biomedical research for autism, because we the autism researchers have been heard. There's no way that we will get lab rats to have anything to do with our quality of life and daily lived experience. And so we strongly, in conclusion, we strongly recommend that speculative claims about rodent models and translational research for autism should not be considered meritorious of funding from the NIH. Ta-da, ta-da! Okay, and so I investigated millions of dollars that they have been exploiting, and I would like y'all to comment and be a part of this fantastic world of change. And if you want to also make a difference in the algorithm, choose one of these comments that you are going to like or react or even reply to. And if you do reply to it, it will show up on your Facebook feed so that your people will see your activity. So the more active you are on relevant topics, the more the people in your network will see what your current viewpoint is. So let's get that algorithm going and enjoy every minute. They are auditioning to us. Just, step up and shout it out, and hashtag your fingers away. End live video.